Picking the perfect present for your spouse or your partner, it is tricky, but how do you get it right every time? We're going to talk to somebody who thinks they know. They should know. It's Lee Coleman. She's managing director of Quintessentially Gifts. That is a London-based luxury gift buying firm. Thanks so much for being with us, Lee. Let me just ask you this. You should know your spouse or your partner better than anyone, but why is it so hard to pick the right gift for them?
Well, I think it's hard to do a gift when you're seeing the person every day and you're thinking to yourself, is it going to be jewelry this year? Especially with spouse, you're with them year after year after year after year, hopefully, let's say. Um, and so people get into what I call almost the gifting Olympics. It becomes almost a challenge every year to do better than last year, outdo yourself. And especially when we're talking about multiple gifts a year, Valentine's, possibly other religious holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, and Christmas. And of course, Christmas always comes at the end of the year, perhaps once you've already rinsed all other possible solutions. So I think Christmas is always difficult.
And you say there's a good way to cheat, and that is to use social media. Check out that person's Facebook page, their Pinterest page. That might give you some hints?
Absolutely. I mean, we almost call it like digital breadcrumbs. People really leave a trail these days of what they're into, what they're looking at. That can be, sometimes, nobody likes to talk about this. This could be checking someone's history. Who knows what you're going to find. But it can be something as easy as every major retailer now has a like function or an ability to share it, to put it on Pinterest. And you can really follow that path and see what they've been liking or what they're interested in.
Now, one thing I've heard a lot of people say that particularly if you and your significant other, if you spend a lot of time apart because maybe you both work, that giving a gift where you're both going to be spending some time doing something, doing an activity together, that's a good way to go?
Oh, I love a gift like that. One of my really favorite things to do in the past year was there was a guy, him and his wife, very, very much like your scenario. They both high-powered people in the city here in London. Work a lot, travel a lot as well. When they met in uni, they used to have kind of almost like mega marathon slumber parties watching movies together. And it was one of their favorite things to do, and they're in fact huge cinephiles anyway. So what we did is we helped them arrange very much an experience around that. So we got them comfy pajamas, cashmere blankets, a whole stack of DVDs, even personalized eye covers for sleeping later that night. And they had a date night in to watch movies the way that they did when they were in uni.
Lee, if you were going to pick two gifts for each sex, obviously men and women because there are two sexes, if you were going to pick a couple of gifts for each one that you would recommend that are universally popular, what would you say?
I always go for something very simple and clean with jewelry. For women, I think is always a winner. Or something like a scarf, new cashmere pieces. I don't think there's a human being on earth that doesn't like cashmere. With men, I think they tend to go less for tangibles, something maybe a bit more experiential. They love a racing day or a track day out, racing a McLaren, or a fishing day out with buddies, or even a shooting day. Here in the UK, we do that quite a lot with kind of clay pigeon out in places like Holland and Holland. So I think those things are always a winner.
All right, Lee, thanks so much for those tips. Appreciate it. Hope we'll all get it right this year.